Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-March 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Scorpio collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for Scorpio gang in early to mid-March? Lovely time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio gang in early to mid-March. It's Pisces season. What's the vibe? What's the energy here? Quick, very first shuffle. Now, this is definitely big water sign energy. I often see this quite a bit for any and all water signs, and it might seem like not much is going on there. And to me, it's all internal energy, and it is strongly tied to like the internal self. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. So if you look at the image here, we have this lovely lady all wrapped up in a blanket. It looks like she's either doing yoga or meditating. She is kind of bent in half, but the vibe to me is very sleepy, very dreamy. So I do think of things like altered states of consciousness, meditation, sleeps, dream states, subconscious mind, all that kind of stuff, which again, that's water sign energy if I've ever seen it. Now, this is a great card for creativity. So whether it's creative problem solving or just creative expression, emotional expression, this is a good card for it. But there's also something tied in here to sleep. So whether you haven't been sleeping too good, or maybe you're having a lot of vivid dreams, maybe Spirit's trying to send you some messages via dream, that could be the case as well. And I often get this card when people like need some time to reconnect with the inner self. So whether things are great, whether things are rough, Spirit might want you to like reconnect with your inner voice when this card shows up. And there is that big emphasis on like meditation, manifestation, prayer, just anything where we're using our mind's eye. So we're just going to put it down right there. It could also be just you needing some sleep, right? Especially if things have been a little wild. I know Scorpios we're usually night owls, right? Let's put her down right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Scorpio gang. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was tied around strategy, last week's reading. It was titled They're Planning. Now, it could have been you, could have been someone else. There seemed to be a very strategic approach being put into place. So for some Scorpios, again, it could have been advice with whatever it is you're dealing with, where Spirit wants you to structure it and move forward with a plan. Don't just wing it. Or as alluded to, it could have been someone you're connected to that it might seem like they don't have a plan, but they really do. So we're going to see if we still get shades of that this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? And the energy from week to week could be totally different. But let's get 3 cards here to start for Scorpio gang. What do we got in early to mid-March? Thank you. Cool. Queen of Wands. Nice. Bold. Very bold. Okay, let's get her tucked in by this amethyst so she's nice and comfy. Let's get a couple more here. What do we got for Scorpio gang? Thank you. Okay, Queen of Cups. Lots of queens. Lots of queens. Lots of people. Who are all these people, Scorpio? Let's get one more. Let's see what we got. What do we got? Okay. 3 of Cups. So many people this week, right? And I know Scorpio also has the reputation for being a loner sometimes, but with what I'm seeing in the energy, like no one's looking lonely here. Like there's a lot of different people's energy showing up. Now, again, it doesn't just have to be the people around you. We're going to explore this thing from top to bottom. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always like to look at the elements. That tells me how the energy's flowing, how comfortable it might be for you, or the areas that are highlighted. And we have a mixture of water and fire. Now, water is very good because that's Scorpio's power element, right? That's your comfort zone. That's where you can flow and work the best. And it reminds me of this watery energy I saw in the very beginning. It's still showing up here. So to me, that says like whatever it is you're dealing with, there's a certain familiarity or a comfort level to it, or that you can make it work if you want to, which I think is a good thing. But water deals with emotions, right? The inner world, like we were speaking about earlier, matters of the heart, people, things, situations that we're emotionally invested in. And that doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Again, the creativity, the expression, that's all tied into the water suit. Um, Partnerships, that's another thing. But when it comes to water, the downside is that it's always flowing, right? Like it's never solid or stable. It's coming, it's going, it's back and forth, it's up and down. And that's the downside to it. Then we have some fire. That's the realm of action. So whether it's actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions we want to take, think of health, vitality, wellness. That's a big thing when it comes to fire. Passion, drive, desire, burn, right? That's what we think of with the fire. So I like it. It moves things forward. But the downside to it could be a little explosive, right? It's an energy that could be a little unpredictable where it's like, all right, it's going that way and then it takes a left. If there is a downside in what I'm seeing here, all this energy is very prone to change on a dime. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with the Queen of Wands. Now, again, we got double queens, we got the Three of Cups, we got people everywhere. But the Queen of Wands, as with all queens, represents the internal aspect of the suit. And I actually really like her, unless, I mean, maybe you're connected to a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be gender specific either. The Queen of Wands to me is a card of aesthetics, beauty, confidence. So, how one feels about themselves, how one treats themselves. So, again, if this isn't a person you're connected to, there might be something you're changing about your look, how you present yourself to the world. There's something here about a beauty and attractiveness that I really like with this Queen of Wands. It's someone that feels good about themselves, someone that knows what they have to offer, so knows their strengths, knows their weaknesses. So the Queen of Wands is beautiful and confident, very entrepreneurial. The downside to the Queen of Wands is, yeah, sometimes all those good things can turn upside down. So, like if you're going through a bit of a rough one, you're not feeling too great about yourself, the Queen of Wands could be Spirit trying to cheer you up and turn that around. And as with all fire cards, this card represents someone doing things or taking actions that are completely out of the damn blue. So, we do want to keep a close eye on her. And I'm not sure who all these people are, Scorpio, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. Now, moving to the middle, on top of it being your power element, we have another one of your power cards. We got the beautiful Queen of Cups. So again, Scorpio energy could be Pisces or Cancer. And remember, it's not gender specific, but the Queen of Cups is a double dose since queens represent the internal aspect of their suit. Cups, that's the emotional realm. So you see what I mean? It's like that double dose of internal or emotional energy. Now, the Queen of Cups has a lot of beautiful things to offer. Aside from the creativity, this is just beautiful, nurturing, loving, caring. So when she shows up, there might be something or someone that I am buying into emotionally, or something I am fully emotionally invested in. And listen, I know when it comes to Scorpio energy, when you're fully emotionally invested in something, not easy to not be, right? Like usually with Scorpios, when you're in, you're in. And that's what the Queen of Cups is, right? She represents things or people that we love. So it's a full emotional investment. Now, the downside to the Queen of Cups is that sometimes she can represent suppression. The deep feelings and emotions and caring, sometimes she can push them down, 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 down until at some point they eventually erupt or explode forth. So I would say watch out for too much emotional or suppression in general, because when I have the Queen of Wands with the Queen of Cups, it's like I have this fire burning, but I'm going to push it down, down, down. Uh, I'm feeling neutral about what we're seeing so far, Scorpio. But here on the back end, we have the Three of Cups. Cool. Now, usually this is very celebratory, happy, people having a good time. Sometimes it'll come out as an advice when Spirit wants you to do something enjoyable. So, whether it's a hobby, whether it's going out to see friends, being social, the Three of Cups is very social. If this, I do also link this to like wins and victories. I know this gets a bad reputation for third party stuff, but when I see the Three of Cups, I think people are celebrating for a reason. There's a reason they're raising a toast. But when we get to the downside, obviously it can represent groups, group dynamics, so whether it's coworkers, family members, friends. There's like a lot of people, especially with the queens. It's like we have a whole damn group out here. So we're going to want to see what's up. And the three of cups can also sometimes represent excess, material excess, or going too far, or overindulging. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Scorpio. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Scorpio gang. What's happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Queen of Wands. Oh, and yes, for your reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to get to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Queen of Wands, what do you got? What do you got? Thank you. This is wild. The energy just feels like wild to me. So in this time, there could be a warning about impulses, uh, urges, impulses. This is an energy that just like completely lets it rip or lets it go. Now that doesn't have to be a bad thing. I'm a big believer that in life, listen, we got to enjoy ourselves. We got to make time for fun. But there's also limits, right? And again, I'm not saying that to you, no judgment here. But when I see the Queen of Wands with Justice in reverse, it's like, screw it. I'm throwing caution to the wind. I'm doing what I want. And it's an energy that's just kind of going wild. Okay. Now, Lady Justice is also a very karmic card. If we put that other message to the side, she represents karma, karmic cycles. Sometimes she shows up when people are catching a dose of karma as well. Uh, she could deal with contracts, legal situations, legalities. So like when I see her in reverse under the Queen of Wands, it's like I don't care if it's illegal. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. It's I don't know why I'm using that for instance. So to me, could this be a warning? Potentially, because I'm getting a lot of urges and not a lot of boundary, if that makes sense. So again, I'm not saying it's you. It could be someone around you that might be going a little wild here, but this would be an energy I would be cautious about. So I do feel like this is a warning because it feels very risky and it does feel pretty wild. So we're going to see how the rest of it plays out. Again, nothing wrong with having fun, nothing wrong with letting loose. But try your best to not be controlled by all the impulses, if that makes sense. And again, this doesn't even have to be you. Like this energy is just kind of going wild for some reason. So let's keep moving. Let's see what the Queen of Cups has. Maybe we'll tone it back a little bit, right? So let's see what the Queen of Cups has going on. Maybe someone's just acting in a way where it just doesn't make logical sense to you as well. That could be another thing. It's like, why are you acting like that? Like, why are you doing that? Like, that's not what you usually do. All right, let's see what's up with the Queen. Let's see what's up with the Queen. Oh, I don't think you're mad about it. Don't. Okay. So you know that phrase, like when you play with fire, you get burned. Um, this energy in the center with the Queen of Cups, Four of Pentacles in reverse is like, hate to say, I told you so. It's like one of those. And again, I'm not saying that's you doing it or someone else. You just have to take it for what it's worth. But just know an advice that you may have given somebody could come to fruition, or something that, like, oh, if they keep doing that, this is going to happen to them. They should listen to what I say. They should take my warning, because the four, there is this karmic energy here of like someone catching a dose of karma. Now, I always say this with karmic energy, sometimes it's a good thing, right? Sometimes we get a karmic reward. Sometimes we get a karmic blessing. Sometimes people get exactly what they put out. And that's kind of how this feels. So the Four of Pentacles is usually an energy that's clasped onto something. It's not letting go. It's holding on to it. It's not releasing it. So when I see it in reverse under a Scorpio power card, it's like, yeah, all right, that's fair. Now that's fair. So to me, it's like something coming into balance where it's like, oh, I don't have to feel a certain way about it because what I said happened, or what I knew was going to happen actually happened. Hate to say I told you so. Like it's one of those. So I know it's hyper specific, Scorpio. So only take it however it hits. But even if that's not the case, even if it's not that karmic energy getting served up to somebody, to me it's like you knew something was going to happen ahead of time, and it's like time has proven you right, or will. We're going to keep moving. Let's see what's up with the Three of Cups. This is This reading's taking a lot of turns on us, right? And that's what I love about Scorpio readings. But let's see what's up with the Three of Cups. Let's see what's up with that. And then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with blowing off steam, but there is this energy where it's like, keep it reined in. There's this energy that keeps it reined in, where it's like, celebrate it, enjoy it, but there needs to be limits. There needs to be limits. I don't know why that's coming through here. So we have the Nine of Swords in the upright underneath this Three of Cups. Now, to get very specific for some Scorpios, I know I said it earlier in the reading, like Scorpio energy does get the uh, some people say Scorpios can be loners, and that's true. When I see the Three of Cups with the Nine of Swords, it's like, people, no, I don't want to go out. Like, I don't want to say it's like agoraphobic, where it's someone that's like that doesn't even like leaving the house. But like the Three of Cups and the Nine of Swords is like, I can't be around people right now. Their energy is just frazzling me. So just watch out if there's any individuals out there where their energy just like frazzles you or does something to you, overstimulates you. There's nothing wrong with like taking a step back if you need it. Now, the Nine of Swords is stressed, anxious, but aside from that energy, this is like someone partying all night or overdoing it. There's just something here about keeping limits with things. Because the Nine of Swords isn't sleeping, right? Like, look, it's up, it's up, it's awake. Yeah, that does look like it's stressed, but it's not sleeping. So when I see it underneath the Three of Cups, it's like, who needs sleep anyway? So there's a lot of different stuff coming here. Hopefully, if this is good karmic energy coming your way, you will be celebrating for quite a while. But make sure you're getting some proper rest. Right? Like, take some time, enjoy what you're doing, but take some time. So it's like we have this odd mixture of stuff where there's some things I'm very cautious about, but then there's some things that I really like at the same time. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Should be a very interesting next couple of weeks, my friends. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we got the Queen of Wands with Lady Justice in reverse. That just feels wild to me. So again, a little bit of a warning here. Watch out for like urges and temptations, or someone that might be acting a little out of hand. Like, because the energy to me is like, screw it, I'm gonna do what I want. It's just completely letting loose. And again, nothing wrong with that, right? But there is this energy where something needs limits. There has to be rules or limits. Into the center, we have the Queen of Cups with the Four of Pentacles, and it's like, yeah, I told you so. Told you that was going to happen. Told you if you kept poking the bear, it was going to swipe its clutch. It's like one of those. So there is like this karmic energy coming in where someone catches a dose of karma, or something you warned someone about may be proven right. Like that's just how the energy feels to me. I don't feel you necessarily angry at it, but moving to the back end, we have the Three of Cups with the Nine of Swords in the upright. To me, this is like someone that just doesn't want to be around a lot of people right now, where it's like, I just need some alone time. I need some quiet time. Nothing wrong with that. But I also get this energy of like celebrating and pushing it a little too far, like no sleep. Like it feels like a bender, like a weekend bender. So watch out for that, Scorpio. Or if that's someone else's energy, I see why it's going wild. But please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. Um, and yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Let's get your shadow card here. What do we got for Scorpio? Okay, cool. Yeah, Nine of Wands. So it's funny that I was like speaking about limits and boundaries and rules and constrictions, because the Nine of Wands is kind of that energy. A lot of people call this card the Wounded Warrior. It's safe, it's cautious, it has built a wall, it's seen some things, right? This is someone that has the wisdom of experience. So whenever I see the Nine of Wands, it's like, yeah, I mean, you have the wisdom of experience. You've seen things before. So you know what you should avoid and what you shouldn't avoid. That's kind of the energy we pick up here. This is also a healing card. So for some Scorpios, if you're going through some sort of healing process, whether it's emotional or physical, the Nine of Wands is spirit saying like, don't rush it. Take your time. It takes as long as it takes. But with this card, it can also represent blockages and seclusion, which kind of we picked up in the end of the reading. where there's like a seclusion or keeping myself alone for whatever reason. So yeah, there's this energy where we have the limits, we have the cautions, but I think it's nothing that you can't navigate, my good friend. So Scorpio, that's what I got for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight into your situation and you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the March subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 subscribers to win either a copy of the Everyday Witches Tarot, beautiful deck, or a handmade crystal pendant, which I showcase at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what zodiac signs do you get along best with? Which ones are your favorite? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.